Good evening, everyone. So this is Habib from Hassle Free Education, and we are on live. So today, as we have promised you, that we're gonna bring one of our prominent guests and senior IT consultant. So I'd like to invite Mr. Zahid Khan, and before that, I'd like to give you some sort of previews. I mean, what we have done right now. I mean, last couple of days we have brought a lot of prominent guests as well. So one of them was Dr. Jabir Iqbal, and the other one was Dr. Rabiul Islam. So when we have brought Dr. Jabir Iqbal, and you appreciated a lot, I mean, the time he invested with us. And the second one was Dr. Jabir Iqbal, Dr. Rabiul Islam. And you also have invested, I mean, he has invested a lot of time with us as well. So now this is the time for Mr. Zahid Khan, who is a senior IT consultant. I'm going to bring him back on the show. And if you can hear and listen, please comment below that yes, then we're going to start interviewing him. So, Mr. Khan, how are you today?
Hi, good evening, Hassan. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So, would like to thank you so much that you have given time. I mean, during the COVID-19 when you are supposed to do a lot of things with family member, we appreciate that. So, first of all, the interview is going on in a format. So, first of all, I'd like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Then I'll ask you a bunch of questions, and after that, we're gonna have some sort of questions from the audience as well. And then, I mean, if you'd like to add something to the audience live to add values, then you can do that as well. So, so first of all, can you please introduce yourself? Who you are? Who is Mr. Khan, and who is senior IT consultant?
Hi, I'm Zahid Khan. I'm doing senior IT consultancy. Is one of the British top heritage company, fashion brand. I'm working on this trade for more than 17 years. I do mainly database consulting. So Microsoft SQL Server technologies is my expertise. I do consulting on Azure Cloud, Amazon Cloud. So Azure and Amazon, both Microsoft Cloud technology. I do architecture of system. That's my professional background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we have got a lot of questions and would like to learn a lot of things from you. And before that, I'd like to go back to your childhood. So can you please tell us something about your childhood? I mean, memory you have got probably in a school or somewhere else?
Yeah, it's like yeah. So I born and brought up in Borishal, which is a small city in southern Bangladesh. I did my graduation, not graduation, is my O level and A level from there, and then I went to India for my software graduation, software engineering. There was in University of Pune. I did my software engineering course there, and after completing my course, I came back to Bangladesh, worked there for 3 years as a software developer. Then I saw that Bangladesh market is not very good for me, and I need MS, master's degree, to do better over there. So I came to London, joined in University of Westminster, did MS in computer science, which is software engineering also, but the major was database management system. I did my course. This was 1.5 years course. It was long dissertation time thesis, and then after completing my course, I engaged in writing a book chapter, scientific book chapter, and scientific journal, mainly on grid computing and web services. Fortunately, when I was starting that work, I got a job offer from one of the good mobile company, mobile virtual network provider. You might have heard about them. They're Vecton. Vecton, like most of the, I think this is very, very well known in people in Europe and in UK as well. So I worked there as a database junior database administrator. That was my first career in this country.
Mhm.
The career started from there.
Okay, so we'd like to know a lot of things about your job, what you do, and what you used to do before. So before that, my question is, can you please confirm us? I mean, when have you completed your college and you have decided to do something, I mean, in your life? So can you remember what was the year? I mean, when have you finished your college?
Yeah, that was 1996.
Hmm.
Yeah, a while ago, 24 years, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, 1994, 96.
Okay. So my question is, so there are a lot of things in the world. I mean, could become a doctor, engineer, whatever it is. So why have you chosen IT? I mean, instead of choosing all the other fields.
Yeah, actually, that time computer science was very unfamiliar. So very few people used to know about computer science.
Hmm.
And I was not also aware of that things.
Hmm.
I know that there is some engineering like civil engineering, electrical engineering is very good.
Hmm.
Also, something like medical science that was very lubricating that time.
Hmm.
But my father, he dreamed for me to be a software engineer.
Hmm.
He told me that software engineering, IT, that's going to be capture the whole world. People will be used to it, computer science and all these things. So I want to go for that.
Hmm.
And he used to believe that I'm very good in mathematics.
Hmm.
Also, he was also very good in mathematics,
Hmm.
and he believed that if you want to be a software engineer, you need to be very good in mathematics.
Hmm.
So that was his actually encouragement. He encouraged me, and he said, "It's better if you go to India. That's better because they're more advanced than us,
Hmm.
but they learn some technologies and then come back."
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's my start. Yeah.
Okay. So when have you chosen a university or course in India? I mean, how did you come up with the university and courses? How did you choose? I mean, can you remember some sort of people that
Yeah,
helped
yeah.
you to make the decision to go there?
Yeah, that's actually a very very critical time for me because the one thing I always understood that advice is very important.
Mm-hmm.
In some time, in moment like when you take a decision, you need to take a right decision, and you need enough information, enough advice from good people around you.
Mm-hmm.
When I decided that okay, I will go to India, I was exploring many universities in India, like in Mysore, Madras, Bangalore, Darjeeling, Pune, Chandigarh, and Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the prominent areas in India where they provide world top class education.
Mm-hmm.
So I was exploring. I found that Bangalore has the best education in whole India, which is IST, Indian Institute of Science and Technology, or something like that.
Okay.
But that was very very limited seat,
Mm-hmm.
and that was not very open for international students like us.
Mm-hmm.
So our option remained for other things, but Bangalore had some other bad reputations
Mm-hmm.
about their universities ranking and all these things. And I found Pune is one of the very good university, who's
Mm-hmm. Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So yeah, so we are listening, Mr. Khan, and who is a senior IT consultant, and probably there is some sort of technical stuff. I mean, we'll go back to him within short time, and I would like to recommend you please keep watching this video. I mean, until you can, and we're gonna get him back very soon. So just let me refresh the browser so that I can understand. So yeah, now I think I'm going to Khan again, and he'll be, you know, joining us soon. Once we get that, then we'll be watching again. So just- I have asked him a question how he was choosing his university. for the things. So yeah, I think we got him back, and no, it's absolutely fine. It's sometimes it happened, and that's why we have got IT consultant today. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. So the question the question was, how did you find out in university? I mean, as you have chosen, you said
Yeah.
University of Pune, and you started, you know. So yeah, keep going. So
Yeah. So then Pune University has some good reputation there, how they regulate their institutes. So like in Bangalore, we had an option like in first year, say you have 12 subjects, and out of these 12 subjects, if a student failed all 12,
mhm,
no problem, they would go promoted to year two.
mhm,
And then on year two, say you have again 10 subjects or 12 subjects, you fail, no problem, you are promoted to year four, year three. So like this. And finally, you had to complete all these 24 subjects or 30 subjects, whatever you have.
mhm,
That was their way of drilling their student. But in Pune, it was different.
mhm,
So Pune, you have to pass at least 90% of your subject from first year,
mhm,
and from second year, same way. And their course curriculum was very good.
mhm,
They used to cover all the latest technologies.
mhm,
And so I got the prospectus and all these things. I had a neighbor who was working in um, Saudi Arabia as a senior engineer.
mhm,
So I went to him. I asked him, Uncle, can you help me? Can you see how is this technology?
mhm,
How is this university and all these things? Can you advise me? Is it a good choice for me?
mhm,
So he been through that things and he said, this is very, very good. It's better than Bangladesh Buet, and is better than many other places.
mhm,
So you surely try for it.
mhm,
Yeah, so that was the thing. And also getting admission in Pune University was not very straightforward. We had to go through a couple of phases, and they check our A level and O level grades, all these things.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So now, I mean, going to the next question. So before that, I'd like to ask a few questions, and before that, I'd like to give some sort of background. So what do you do? We help a lot of students to get into the university, and when people are, I mean, so much interested in going to IT course or computer science and software engineering, and we ask them, so why have you? I mean, would like to study that course? They haven't got any clue. And most importantly, this live is for our student consultants as well. So we're gonna learn a lot of things from you, so that, I mean, next time when we get a student, I mean, who will be interested in going to the university, especially to study in IT courses like computer science or software engineering, so that we can give them the best advice, whatever they need to know. So next question is, so when have you finished your I mean, your or IT course from India?
Yeah, graduation.
Yeah.
So
So
you want to know when means when?
what was the year? Which year have you finished?
Okay, yeah. I finished my course 2002, yes. And that was actually, I sat for final exam, 2002.
Mhm,
And immediately sitting my final exam, I came back to Bangladesh. I started looking for job.
Okay. Okay. Then what happened?
Yeah, that time software, there was very few firm in Dhaka
Mm-hmm.
about software development and IT industry. So that's just like starting.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the firm in Dhaka, they used to develop website and web applications.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, Remember that is 2002, which is 18 years ago.
So early.
Yeah, so early. And that time, people used to know about IT means website, and very few company they had website.
Okay.
So I remember the Pratham Alo,
Yeah.
one of the leading
Newspaper in Bangladesh.
newspaper in Bangladesh. The company I used to work, they developed their website,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a big contract for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for a job. I was not interested for a website. I thought this is a light things.
Mm-hmm.
This won't go further.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be stick on software development.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that Corona IT, which was leading in that time in Dhaka.
Mm-hmm.
Corona IT, and there was another company, South Tech. Another company was CSL.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually leading.
Mm-hmm.
So I got offer from Corona,
Mm-hmm.
which is good offer for me that time.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to student came out from Buet and Dhaka University that time,
Mm-hmm.
I used to get more
Mm-hmm.
salary or more honor in my office than my other colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I joined in Corona IT in 2002, sometimes in end of May. Yeah, June.
Mm-hmm.
That's my start. That's my first career in IT.
Okay, okay. So it's glad to know that. I mean, once you finish your course and you got a job and that was so respectable for you, you like that so much. So, how long? I mean, have you been working for Corona IT?
That was for around 6 7 months. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not long. Yeah, I got a couple of projects over there. Was very good, and then I found some better opportunity from other company. Then I jumped there.
Okay. So, after Corona, so why did you jump over?
That was Epsilon. That's another company. They used to provide networking and software services. Most of the government firm.
Mm-hmm. I think now, I mean, you have started getting the test. I mean, what you are expecting? Okay, so you jumped one company, and after that, what happened? How long have you been working for them as well?
I worked for long, around 2 years. Yeah, around 2 years I worked there. Then I realized that time Unix was very demanding subject in Bangladesh. Unix administration.
Mm-hmm.
I met one of my senior colleague. He used to do consulting, and he used to earning something around 200,000 taka,
Mm-hmm.
200,000 taka in a month,
Okay.
which was very big amount. You can imagine like a student from Buet,
Mm-hmm.
they used to get 5,000 taka salary in a month. Um, if you have 2 3 4 years 5 years experience, maybe you will get 10,000 15,000, but 200,000 is
Mm-hmm.
quite big amount.
Mm-hmm.
He was inspiring me. He said,
Mm-hmm.
go for embedded C, or you go for Unix administration, or go for Oracle administration. You will get good money.
Mm-hmm.
That's booming.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, where can I go?
Mm-hmm.
Which is good place to go that. He said, go to UK or US or Australia, Canada, but find it who provide this course.
Mm-hmm.
So I was Googling, and then I found UK has very good universities, and they have a specific course.
Mm-hmm.
They used, like in University of Westminster, they're the only university I found in whole world. They provide masters in database administration
Okay,
and
Mr.
database management.
Thank you so much for that information. I'd like to go, obviously, with more questions. Before that, I'd like to go back to your previous. You mentioned two people in your life. They gave you advice. So one of them was staying in Saudi, and the other one was, as you said, IT expert, and he suggested to go for that course. So, can you please tell us, I mean, regarding taking the decision, I mean, the advice or people, I mean, whom we think they are the expert in that field. How important is that to get the advice from expert? I mean, who are dealing with these sort of things?
I think that's very important in your life. So that's my nature. I always take information before I take any decision,
Mm-hmm.
because I think information is the key to take a right decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just adding a small story. When I came to this country,
Please. Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is a small story, but this is very helpful for anyone who wants to change their life. So I used to make a lot of, like, any people tell me anything, I used to justify that whether it's right or wrong. So one of my senior friend, he's a barrister, very very prominent figure in UK in among Bangladeshi community.
Mhm.
So I was asking him a couple of questions, and one of my another friend said, "Zahid, you are thinking too much.
Mhm.
Why you thinking so much?
Mhm.
Do that.
Mhm.
Be brave like this."
Mhm.
And my other friend, the solicitor barrister, he told me, "No, Zahid bhai,
Mhm.
you are doing best.
Mhm.
I can tell you one thing. One day you will be very good position, better than us."
Mhm.
And I was smiling. I thought he is just insulting me.
Mhm.
I said, "No, I'm not insulting you. This is your character. You're thinking a lot before you take decision.
Mhm.
And you are asking to people who can give you a good decision,
Mhm.
good advice.
Mhm.
So not decision, good advice." So I remember still that things. And after a couple of years, when he saw me that I'm consulting in good companies in UK, he told me that, "I told you long time ago that you will do very good because you asking for information, you asking for advice."
Mhm.
That the things that when I went to India, I didn't know that where to go, which university is good, which university is bad.
Mhm.
I could go to a bad university. I know many of my friends, many of my relatives, they went to India in Madras, in Bangalore,
Mhm.
and many of them spoiled.
Mhm.
Some of them has good degrees, but many companies in Dhaka they did not believe them.
Mhm.
They said, no, Bangalore is not good."
Mhm.
That's also a bad rumor in Bangladesh we have.
Mhm.
So choosing a right university, choosing a right course,
Mhm.
very very important. When you choose the course, we check what subject we have there, whether this subject will have any future aspect
Mhm.
in industry, how much it will be demand after 5 years, after 10 years.
Mhm.
So that sort of things you may not know now.
Mhm.
You need to go to people who are working in the industry, who knows the trend of the market, how the market is flowing, where is the demand coming from,
Mhm.
and what would be the future aspect of this subject.
Mhm.
And there also a reputation of university is very very important because who is teaching you,
Mhm.
that's very very important.
Mhm.
The same subject you are learning from two teacher, you will learn two different things but the same textbook.
Mhm.
So that is important, that where are you coming from, where are you going to learn your earn your education.
Mhm.
And the university's recognition in the world. So when you go, I came from Oxford. Oh, Oxford, that's very good. Nobody asking you any question.
Mhm.
That sort of reputation is a very, very big thing. So asking advice to the people and to the right people is very important, and mostly to the positive people who is having positive information.
Mhm. Okay, okay, got it. Thank you very much. So, I will ask you next question, and before that, I would like to give some sort of scenario so that you can understand. I mean, what to advise to our students. So, right now we are helping students to get into the university, and we have got offices in different cities like London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Milton Keynes. So, if you are living in one of the cities and if you are watching this program, still if you're on the fence, you can give us a call 0743 208 9544, and we have got a team of student consultants who has got the right information to provide you. And once you got the information and make the decision, then we're gonna help you step by step to go into the university. And we have got a lot of students, they approach us from outside of this country, for example South Asia, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. So when they are asking us a lot of questions, and the first and foremost question is, how much is the tuition fees? Which university should I take? What sort of requirements should I have? Is it 6 or 7 in IELTS? So these sort of questions. So I'd like to go to that question. Mr. Khan, so when have you decided to, fly to the first world countries, for example, USA, UK, or Canada, or Australia? So, a lot of things was involved to make your decision. So the first question is, how did you make that decision? Because this is so important. This is involved a lot of financial stuff and all the things. So how did you make the decision to, first of all, fly to the UK? That's my question.
Yeah, that's very good question. Those are the right parameter when you take any decision. The first thing is we all know these things. Cut your coat according to your cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like always think within your afford, how much you can afford. That's more important thing.
So I was exploring the universities in Australia, Western Sydney, Perth, and I remember another university I forgot. No, I forgot that one. Yeah, so 3 universities I tried in Australia, number of in Canada, even in Calgary and some other universities. I still remember Waterloo, I think one of them. So I was exploring a couple of universities in Canada, in Australia, America, and England. So first thing I check whether the tuition fees is affordable or not for me. Couple of university I could not go because of their university is too much. Tuition fees is too much, which I can't afford. Some of university has very less tuition fees, but they don't have good recognition in the world. That's another thing. So I had a bandwidth. So like this is my minimum tuition fees I should go for, and this is my maximum tuition fees I can afford. And within that range, who is providing me right education? That's one thing regarding the financial things. Second thing is the subject, choosing a subject, which is very important. Like what subject that course has. So every course, if you go inside, student should go inside that course, and they should explore what subjects they provide. They should go each and every module inside and try to understand whether this module is good for him, whether this module has any demand in the market, will be any demand in the market. I think one thing, couple of IT is very, very saturating and very, very evolving domain in other sector in the world. So what I mean by evolving, like you are started learning something today, and in a couple of months time you saw that technology is not going to be used in the world anymore. I know one story, like one of my teacher, he was investing 5 years time for developing a middle layer solution, and then after 5 years when he developed everything done, he found the whole world is moving to another solution. he was like, what did I do? 5 years from my life gone. So it is not gone in vain, because he can move to other IT, gave always some base. So that's very important to know what course you should go for. And another thing is very important, whether you like it. You want to take a challenge. Okay, I will go for computer science, but you may not like it. Like I had a good friend who came to do computer science with me, same in University of Pune, but he was not good in programming. He was always struggling to understand program. I used to teach him how to develop a small program, but he could not do that. But he was good in networking. He did not realize. So he was saying me, he was regretting, why did I came here? I will not pass engineering. My life is going to be spoiled, all these things. And then after finishing the course, he joined in GP, Grameen Phone in Dhaka. And then he was doing very good because he's good in networking. So we need to understand ourselves. Where is our strength? Do we like it or not? So a couple of things. First thing is you need to choose whether you like it, what subject is good for you. And second thing, you need to check whether this subject has any demand in the world. It will give you right amount of money to earn. That's one aspect of education, earnings, and asking right decision, not decision, advice to the people who knows, and then your affordability, financial affordability, whether you can afford it.
Okay, thank you so much. So I was reading a book. The name of the book was Good to Great, and the author. So basically, a team who developed a lot of resources. Writing the book, and finally, when they presented the book, so they found a formula. To decide whether someone needs to go that area or not. So they gave 3 circles. The first circle was, in what area or what skills, it could be the best one. And the second circle was all about, what you are passionate about, what you love to do. And the third one was about, so can these 2 things generate money? And the combination of 3 things, they, build up a formula that I mean, if you focus on three things, you can build a company from good to great company. And as you said, exactly the same thing. I was so surprised. I mean, how that thing was so similar to that. So you said, first of all, someone needs to know themselves. I mean, what they like or they don't like. And the next thing is they have to have some sort of passion to learn it and to utilize it. And the third thing is whether can we generate, I mean, revenue or turnover from that sort of skills. Yeah, absolutely. And before going to the next question, I'd like to ask you. So when you have, I mean, decided to come to the UK, and you said you are looking for, especially the first thing was tuition fee, can you afford it or not? That's the first thing. And second thing, were looking for, I mean, what I was looking for, especially this course, is the university providing that? So considering the two things, you have made a decision. So when have you chosen, what is called University of Westminster? So
Yeah.
it was involved, I mean, taking the decision about the financial stuff as well. So when it comes regarding the financial stuff, because probably you are coming from, I mean, affluent family, but most of our students, when they would like to come to the university in the UK, they think, I would say 3, 4, 5 times even regarding the financial stuff, how they can overcome this sort of things. So how did you make your decision considering the financial stuff?
Yeah, that's actually a very critical things, that understanding whether you can afford it. Tuition fees is huge for us, as compared to Bangladesh taka and pound. When you convert it, is quite big amount of money. But at the same time, yeah, there are some options in this country that you are allowed to work 20 hours a week. You can earn some money that will add something to your expense. Some that will do some contribution. But I always suggest, also always advise that when you do education, you do education. Because some courses are very, very critical. You need to give lots of time. For me, it was very critical. I could not do any work when I was doing my master's, because it was hugely intense with materials that I had to go through. But there are some courses where you have plenty of time, so that you can do earnings and you can do learnings both together. So you need to find out university where you can afford. So I know a couple of universities where tuition fees are affordable for us. Most of the I think you are very much aware of. But that time there was few, but there were some universities where tuition fees were less, and some universities that tuition fees is very, very high. Like Imperial was very high. That time it was, I remember, yearly £19,000.
That was so expensive that time.
Yeah, something like that time. Whereas Westminster was 10,500. City University was also 11,000, like this. And at the same time, University of Greenwich was 6,000, 7,000, something like this. So there are also the fees depends on course. Some course has very high fees, some course has less fees. You are expert on this thing, you know better. But yes, it's very important to understand whether you can afford it. But there are some opportunity you can earn in this country. You can get some money. And earning wise, there is restriction on hour wise, not on money wise. What I want to mean, like government said, you can work 20 hours a week, not more than that. If you 20 hours, if you work in £5 per hour or £6 per hour, in 20 hours you can earn only £120 maximum. At the same time, if you work somewhere £15 an hour, £20 an hour, so in 20 hours you can earn £400. There are some profession, there are some work in this country you can earn £13 to £15, £20 an hour. Students who knows some programming, like C# or Python or some other programming language. Say a student in Bangladesh, he wants to come to UK and he doesn't know whether he can afford the tuition fees or not. I can give him some good advice that as he knows some programming language like PHP, Java, C# or Python or anything, can earn good money.
Mhm.
There are a lot of freelancing work in IT. In Google, they can go and they offer 25 to 30 pound an hour, and they can do that work
Mhm.
beside their education.
Mhm.
So it's all mostly to your talents, to your hardworking capacity, how much you can do work, whether just little things makes a big difference in life. So you can work in supermarket, £6 an hour. You can work in hospital, £13 an hour. You can work in IT, £20 an hour. It's up to you how you want to develop yourself.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much sharing a lot of stuff, and people are getting a lot of values from this. So if you are watching right now, what I want from you is please click the share button so that a lot of people they need to know this information and they can get benefit out of this. So now I'd like to go to the next question. So as we came to the UK and you have started studying at the University of Westminster, so I mean, once you finish your study, what happened next?
Yes, I did thesis. My thesis was very big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just adding this one because that gives you some understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was doing thesis, that time grid computing is just new and that's evolving in this whole world. So my project guide, he was very pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Not he was lady. She was very pleased.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was giving me more work to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
And I have finished my thesis and I got very good marks, 84% or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Teacher was very amazed. In final, after submitting my thesis, and I had to go through an interview in a board. All the school heads and everywhere was there. They were asking me a lot of questions. There was web services, how web service negotiate between each other, bilateral negotiation between web services.
Mm-hmm.
Just giving you an idea, like web service is a some sort of brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like without human, they can interact to each other. So that sort of things I was developing and involved. So after finishing my thesis, teacher offered me to write some journal and some scientific articles on grid computing, grid security, that sort of things. I completed one journal and some articles. That was also teacher liked it very much, and then she published it.
Mm-hmm.
Then she offered me to write a book chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, at the same time she told me that if you join for PhD, write the proposal. I will try to give you some grant, or I will help to contact some industry where you can get some good grant. But meanwhile, I had another friend. Yeah, I'm always fortunate. I got always good people around me. So my friend, he used to do the same course with me. He told me that not go to PhD, find for job. Because if you want to settle in this country, that's the good thing that you need to look for job. So I have started looking for job. I write a CV, nice CV. Those are the very important things. You need to have a good CV. I had another friend. He used to work in Dell Computer that time. He was a director in US. He was my childhood friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one light for me. He always encouraged me. My childhood friend. I always grateful to him. He told me you need to write a nice CV. So he saw my CV, made some changes, sent it to back, said, "You drop it to 200 companies." And after that, he called me that, "Rana, I dropped it 200 companies. I did not get a job. Before that, don't complain." So he told me 200 companies at least. So I have every day, my job was like morning from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I used to look for job online. Couple of sites which is very important to know. So your viewers should know these things. JobServe, CW Jobs, Total Jobs, Monster. Those are the prominent job site you need to go for. So I have uploaded my CV there. Started looking for job every day. I used to look for job around 5 to 10 hours. So that was my main focus, how to get a job, how to find a job. Many of the foreign students, what they do after finishing their course, they go for work, like what they used to do part-time work. I did not go for part-time work. I was looking for job because I was do or die type my situation that I had to get a job. So I was looking for job. I dropped lots of CVs around. It would be around 250 CVs I have dropped to many places, and then I started getting telephone call, interviews, and then I got a job offer from Vecton Mobile. Yes, that was the day I was thinking, yes, this is somewhere I have stepped now that will give me a good state to stay in this country.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of stuff. So, yeah, this thing happened to our life as well. So, a few days back, when I was doing some sort of strategy call with our students, and I received a call. There was a lady from India. She is living in the UK right now, and she finished her study from University of East London, I think. And she called me and she said, I'm looking for some sort of jobs, and is there anything you can do for me? And so I invited her to my office. I have a lunch together, and I was asking a lot of questions. And she majored in, I think, computer science or networking. I'm not sure. So I was asking a lot of questions, and she said, I have done my project and these and those stuff. And I said, literally, I was asking her direct question. So, this is the student consultancy firm. We are helping a lot of students in different cities, and we are recruiting students from South Asia as well. So I know you got the degree. How you can help me? That was my ultimate question, and she couldn't answer me. How she can help. So and after having some sort of conversation, I told her that, look, so you need to look for the job in a right place. If you come to the place like us, we can help you, and it's gonna be a waste of your time as well. So this is the great value you're having from you. Thank you so much for that. So now you got a job, and that was the first job in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you have started doing your job, so what is your feeling? How did you enjoy your job? That's what we'd like to know from you.
Yeah, that was at the beginning. It was at the same time hard and also pleasurous. It was really joyful because that's the first thing I never dreamed for. Even when I was coming to this country, I did not dream that I will work in this country. My aim was that I will finish my degree, I will go back to Bangladesh, I will join in company, I will get double salary, whatever I used to got there.
Okay.
But like things change, your idea get changed, your thinking get changed with your expertise, skills, all these things. When I got a job in Vecton, I learned that Vecton is partner of Telenor. They're doing business with Telenor, and Telenor is the owner of Grameenphone. So I was feeling very proud. Oh, I'm working at a nice company. And Vecton was one of the, I think, I forgot their ranking, but they were a very good ranking telecommunication company. They used to provide virtual mobile networking services. And I used to, all the engineers used to sit in same floor. So there was NOC, which is Network Operation Center or something, then routing, carrier, database, IT, all team was together. And I used to meet up with all the colleagues and was learning a lot. So learning was very, very amazing things to me. And this is my character, that when I learned something, first thing I said in my mind, I don't know. I don't know anything. So the people I'm learning from, I put all respect to them. They like it. And they started teaching me things. And I learned many things from my colleague. One of my colleague, he taught me a lot of things. And still I'm very grateful to him. So those are very good things from my work. But bad thing is that when you go to work, you are not, you cannot do work 9 to 5. though your contract is like you will work 9 to 5, not more than that. They say 35 hours a week or 40 hours a week. I thought, yes, this is English country, I should work 40 hours. They said 40 hours. Then 5 o'clock, when I was preparing for coming home, and my boss said, where are you going? You see all the people are sitting here, where are you going? I didn't like it. So that was one bad thing for me. So every day it was the same scenario. I used to work 2 hours extra, 3 hours extra, but I could never make my boss happy. This is some experience you will have when you work in industry. Somewhere you will find positive management, where you see that your manager is coming to you. They will say, oh, you're doing hard work. Why are you doing hard work? Give me some work. I'll distribute to some other people. Don't do hard work. Do a smart work. And somewhere your manager will say, I'm not happy with your work. Do more. Do more. That's sort of bullying, but you have to be used to it. So good thing and bad thing is that you will have always pressure. Couple of things like multitasking you need to know. You need to do very good in pressure, time pressure, and in other pressure. So this is my first job in this country. That's why I was struggling, but I did good. My colleagues, my manager, directors, everybody are happy. And I learned. At the beginning, it was tough for me.
Okay, thank you so much. So now we have got a lot of questions from the audience. So I'd like to pick up one. So his name is Abdi Rokib. So he was asking a question. So I don't have any qualifications. So can I do IT apprenticeship or level 3? The question is, he doesn't have any qualifications, so can he do IT apprenticeship or level 3? That's the question. So Mr. Khan, would you like to answer, or should I answer?
I think you know the answer very, very well, better than me, regarding the degree. But what I want to add with that, coming to IT, you can come from any background. So far, I know in this country, I know some people from chemistry. They are doing very good in database administration. And some people from arts, they're doing good as well. So the main thing you need to know, the subject you want to know, whether you like it, the passion, you said before. So they have to have passion about the subject. And there are many short courses which gives good money. I can go through that things. Or if we have another session next time, I can advise on that things. I think we have less time today. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. So so you are listening and watching Mr. Zahid Khan, who is a senior IT consultant, and due to the confidentiality, we don't like to disclose. I mean, where does he work? So it happened to the same thing with the last previous guest. So he is working for one of the leading education industry, and he can't disclose himself. Where does he work? It's the same thing to Mr. Khan. So that's the thing. I mean, we came to know that sometimes we can't disclose a lot of things. So however, now we would like to go to the next question. So you have started working in the UK, and life was amazing, and after that you got a lot of pressure and you didn't like the job, I mean, as they expected from you. So what happened next?
Yeah, then I switched to another company. I started, I quit that place. I started working in educational institute. Was giving a lecture in institute on computer science, and also started freelancing, where doing software development and also training. SQL Server training, SQL Server basic, SQL Server, some advanced stage of SQL Server administration, and advanced issues in data modeling. Then I started working for big corporate companies, consulting for them, and then keep doing the things.
Okay, got it. So thank you who tuning in. So I'd like to add the question. So what Abdurraqib was asking. So yeah, what you can do, if you'd like to go to the university directly, you need some sort of A level or equivalent to that. I mean, for example, it might be level 3, and you need some sort of universities, they're asking for English and maths as well. So in that case, what you can help you is, if you will, I think you live in Birmingham. So if you live in Birmingham, then we are providing level 3, and we are providing English and maths as well. So for the level 3 course, there's gonna be almost 9 months. I mean, if you enroll yourself, and if you join the class twice in a month, that's the flexibility. And also at the same time, you can do English and maths as well. So once you finish that and you have got the certificates, then we can help you to put into the university. That's the answer. Hopefully you got your answer. So now I would like to go to the next question is, so as you are senior IT consultant, and I mean during your working life, so you have got lots of responsibilities, and we have got a lot of students, they're asking us the same question. So I have got the degree from IT from these and those universities. So when you recruit the IT consultant, I mean it might be the junior or I mean who are starting from scratch. So what sort of things you're looking for when you recruit IT consultant?
Yeah, yes, we look for two things. First thing is interpersonal skills. Every candidate should be qualified, should have some interpersonal skills, which is positiveness for the life, and then dedication to the work, and positive attitude to work towards the work. So like, I can do that. I don't know this. I don't know these things. I don't know this technology, but no problem. I can learn it. This confidence he should have. That's one thing. Another thing is like any work he should love. Yes, I love this work. If this work he is coming for, say for he is coming for an IT, he should love IT. And IT has a lot of things to know, lot of pressure to hold. So that's one thing. That's interpersonal, and which is technical things. What I look, whether he's able to deliver the work. That's the main thing. So if you are doing, say, you came for a C# developer, we check whether you know C#. We'll ask some question, some tricky question that will give us understanding what level of knowledge you have on that topics. Based on the level we select. So if we see that a candidate has low qualification, about a level is too low, we'll not be able to train him, fit into our role, then we can't select him. If we see that he is too much qualified, that's another problem. Then we are scared, okay, this guy may not work with us for a long time. If he get better opportunity, he'll go jump somewhere else. Those are the things, not too much low qualification, not too much high qualification, in a middle place. So we don't see whether what subject or what certificate he has, whether he has MCP, whether he has OCP, or whether he has good degree from universities. Main thing we look whether he knows the skills and whether he has interpersonal qualification, like quality, not qualification, quality, for positiveness, attitude, that sort of things. Yeah.
Okay, so next question is gonna be some sort of interesting question for you. So you have started working as an IT consultant or in this industry, I think more than 15 years ago, and now it is 2020. So my question is it more important right now? I mean, considering the industry, is it booming right now or it was before? So what would be your answer? So people should consider, to go this field right now, or they missed the trend and they should go for something else?
No, IT is always evolving market and is evolving exponentially. So, for example, 20 years ago, we had computer with 2.4 MB hard disk, MB, which is megabyte. And then after that, gigabyte, terabyte. Now we have petabyte computers side. So is increasing so much and evolving so much, people cannot think. That's one thing. And second thing is, for last couple of years, there was a huge development in IT, especially on cyber security. couple of events happened on on South America somewhere. We had some leaks, data leaks. So those events made the essence raised the essence of understanding the cyber security. Most of the company are forced now to have some budget, like 2% of their revenue should go for cyber security, that sort of things. But this corona incidents, what we are now in lockdown, this made another revolution in IT industry. All the market leaders are now thinking to change their business trend. So from now, we'll have more business on online. So whenever I say online, so that means is a lot of IT, networking, database, security, and development. Because you have to develop tools, and that tools needs to work through network, and the tools should have database. Database is a very, very important things, and then the security of the database, security of the IT. So the whole world is now reshaping their business things, and IT is now more demanding. And we need to remember that still we have a lot of vacancy in the market. We don't have right people in the industry, but this requirement will be more. So opportunity is more for IT people.
Okay, thank you. So now, I mean, who has tuned in right now? So if you don't know, now we have got our shows, and our guest is permanent guest is senior IT consultant Mr. Zahid Khan, and I'd like to ask him the next question. And before that, so my question is this is the question is for myself. So now, you know, I'm a student consultant, I'm an owner of this company, and I'm a director of this company. Now we have to, you know, consider a lot of things, like we are dealing with data. Let's say last session or last year, so we have got a database is around, let's say, 1,000 people, and we have to, I mean, sort it out. Let's say how many people failed, how many people passed, and this sort of stuff. So in that case, so we are a small company. We cannot hire an IT consultant because it's too expensive for us. And what's your recommendation or suggestion, like the people like me? Should we add some sort of skills in our life so that we can handle these sort of things, or is there any other alternative way to tackle this situation?
I think considering your size of the industry is you should take the decision. If your size is small, whatever you gave me an idea, like 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, you have 5,000 data. So that's not a big amount. That's very, very tiny. And for that, you don't need any IT expert. What you need to understand, you need to learn yourself, which is maybe every day 2-3 hours you add, and you learn. If you want to go for Microsoft SQL Server, they have free edition, Express edition, which you can download in your system, and then you input all your data into database, and you learn some tricks. You can write nicely. You can do lots of query, like who is passed, who is not, that sort of reporting, and you can develop yourself. You don't need to go to any IT expert. You can learn yourself. You can learn some Excel. If you don't want to go for a SQL Server, that's too much hard. If you think that's not hard, that's very simple. But if you think you can go for Excel, but Excel has some limitation. Yeah, so better you learn yourself, give 2-3 hours, add some skills to your career. That will help, because when in future, if your size becomes bigger, and if you hire an IT expert, if you don't know anything about IT, then you are in trouble. You don't know what your people are working. He can bluff you. So better you know little bit, then you understand. No, my boss knows what I'm doing.
Okay, got it. So you know, there are a lot of people out there, I mean, who has got a small business like us. So my direct question to you is, how can you personally you can help us? Do you have some sort of support or courses or some sort of training program so that you can teach us for the small business owners? So if you take this course, let's say a week or 3-4 weeks or few weeks, and after that, after learning all sort of things, then we'll be able to either to implement this in our company, or I mean in future probably there are some sort of people they don't have that much skill, probably they are looking for some sort of skills. Once they achieve that, they can jump into the different companies that I have got this sort of skills, I can offer you this sort of thing. So what sort of resources have you got to support us, to help us, so that we can take that and we can implement instantly?
Yeah, we have some training facilities. We can provide some training to the people like who is running a small business like you, or who wants to get a good job or job in IT, but their background is not IT. Say somebody from MBA, somebody from finance, somebody from economics, but if they know little IT, that help them to get a job in business analysis or in data analyst job, or they can help running their own data, make their report, take decision based on report. We say MIS, management information report. Like, so like if you have some good reporting, you take good decision. We have this facility. We can train that like 50 hours course, like 5 weeks, 2 days a week, 5 hours or 3 hours, like these things.
Okay. So what could be the outcome, I mean, after going through that course, learning from you? So can you please describe a little bit, I mean, what could be the outcome, I mean, what sort of things we can put into place so that that's going to be beneficial for us?
Yeah, the outcome is that you learning. There's a thing, you learning. Say for example, if you go for SQL Server TSQL programming, so like you know how to manipulate data. You have data in the database, or if you want to make a database, you learn from there. This course will teach you how to make a database, how to install the SQL Server. That's in your system, and then you develop your own database. Then you make your query, write some reports. That sort of things you learn. So you are earning the skills. You are not earning any certificate, because end of the day, yeah, some people look for certificate who wants to know that whether you know or not. But I have never experienced this sort of things in my life. Wherever I went for interview, they did not ask for certificate. They asked for whether I know the job or not. So from this training, you will know the skills. You will know how to handle IT in your work. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. So can you please tell us, I mean, how can we communicate with you? Is there any sort of channels or email address or all the things so that we can communicate with you, we can reach to you?
You can. I think it's best that if audience, or if I will pass it to you through communication like email or somewhere. We have email address you can contact is like info@datatransports.com. Or you can go to our site, which is www.datatransports.com. You will find the course details and also the service we provide. We provide a big consulting service on cloud and also big infrastructure. But we also provide training. So you can go there and see whether this training is feasible for you or not.
Okay. Dear viewers, you are watching and listening to us on Hassle-Free Education, and our today's guest is senior IT consultant Mr. Zahid Khan. And if you'd like to talk to him, if you'd like to contact with him, so the email address is on the screen, is info@datatransports.com. So before ending up, I have got a couple of questions. So the first question is, when especially students, they would like to choose the course. They always ask some sort of question. So after getting my degree, let's say computer science or software engineering, what kind of jobs I can get? That's the first question they ask. And second question they ask, how much money I can earn, securing this sort of certificates. So can you please give us some sort of ideas? Number one is, number two is, how much money they can earn, considering the present market?
Yeah. IT is in this country we used to heard one word that money is in two sector. One is football, another one is IT.
Okay.
When I came to this country, I heard this word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if you know good IT, you can earn a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But starting is always hard. At initial level in this country, it start from 20 to 35. Depends on the sector. If you go for some investment or financial sector, they have more salary. If you go to IT industry, they have less salary, but you earn more. You learn more, you earn less.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So 20 to 35, I would say they're starting, but after working couple of years, and if you can pace with the technology, then you can jump on to 50
Mm-hmm.
in a couple of years time.
Okay, that's a huge. I mean, we see a lot of people. I mean, they graduated from university, and after, let's say, working 10 years, they can't. I mean, figure it out how to get 50K. And you said, I mean, after few years, they can secure a job like 50. So the next question is related to this. So there are a lot of people. They are thinking, well, I'd like to have the skills. I'd like to have the work experience as well, but I don't like to work for someone else. Is there anything they can start their own business and doing a lot of things? And I mean, how is the demand of this market right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think you mean that self-employed things like entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can always start your own business without going to any industry for work under someone, under any employer. You want to do your job, your business by yourself. But the best I always suggest, do at least couple of years work under some employer, so you learn couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, how your employer is handling you.
Mm-hmm.
That's one good thing you will learn.
Okay.
If you don't work in under any employer, you will not know these tricks.
Mm-hmm.
There are some tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Handling employees is very important. So you learn how your boss is dealing with you. So you will learn, and you will do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Second thing is, you will be when you are doing your business, that's a lot of risk. Or when you're working under someone, risk less.
Mm-hmm.
So you start with less risk, you build up your career, and then you go for your business. So there are a couple of trained, like if you are a developer, if you know programming, plenty of work in industry. You can do freelancing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you are doing some other technology, there is like also similar sort of things. But if you go for networking or some other side, there are very few chance to go for freelancing.
Okay, got it. So now I'd like to take a question from audience. So his name is Muhammad Abu Bakr Hassan. Thanks for asking the question. He said, I live in Manchester. I want to start university. I don't have any certificate here in the UK. My language is not so good. Do you helping here in Manchester? Okay. I think the question is for me. So yes, Mr. Abu Bakr Hassan, we have got office in Manchester. It's just opposite to Manchester Central Library, basically in Manchester City Centre, and we are providing their level 3. Then we are providing also English functional skill level 2 and functional skill maths as well level 2. And if you'd like to join us there, then you need to call us 0743 208 9544. Once you send me the number, or once you contact me, then I'll pass you to one of my colleagues. His name is Adam, and he's gonna help you and he's gonna serve you. Hopefully I have answered your question. So we are almost at the end of this show, and before going, I'd like to ask you a same question. Basically, I'd like to repeat a question. And this is COVID-19 is going on, and it gave us a huge lesson regarding the IT. And what I found is, I mean, if you haven't got some sort of, let's say, basic IT level, we can't run right now. And regarding our student consultancy as well. So there are a lot of universities, they're running their classes online and they figure it out how to do it. And we are lucky, we would say, because we are running, let's say, 60 to 70% online as well. Probably you are watching here, probably you have seen sort of Facebook advertisement and you liked our page and then you started following. And still we are recruiting that way, and that's why still we can operate our business. So we also understood that probably if you could learn more and implemented a bit more, using this sort of idea stuff, probably we could do better. So I think after COVID-19, there will be a huge loss for the business industry. There will be a lot of business, they will be go out of the business, and there will be a lot of people, they will lose their jobs. And we have seen the news that in USA, probably I think almost 10 million people, they became the jobless. And after this COVID-19 in the UK, still there will be a lot of people, they will be jobless. So considering this sort of facts and figures, Mr. Khan, so what would be your advice? I think already have answered it, but I'd like to give a bit more focus on that. That's why I'm repeating the same question again. So after considering this sort of pandemic and considering the booming market of IT, so what the 5 skills you'd like to recommend? We need to have that's gonna boom in the future market. So give us the 5 skills that's gonna help us to grab the jobs or to do the business in better in future.
Yeah, life is becoming tougher and tougher every day. And this with this, we say one thing: survival is for the fittest. Yeah, that's a word. Yeah, that's a sentence.
Yeah.
So you have to understand how to be fit, how to evolve yourself with the technology. Technology is moving a lot, and then if you can't keep the pace with that, you'll not be able to survive.
Yeah.
I'm just adding one small story, a small thing. Whether you know or not, Amazon, I think you know, but most of the audience will be
surprised.
Please, things, yeah. So Amazon, we know that Amazon was a publishing company.
Yeah.
When you used to buy book, we used to see Tata McGraw-Hill, Amazon, who is the publisher. So that was their main business, Amazon. And after a couple of years, Amazon understood, okay, the world is evolving in technology. So what they did, they started Amazon, these book reader things, what, iPad or something?
Kindle, I think.
Kindle. Yeah, Amazon Kindle. So they started moving their business from physical things, on-premises things, to online. And then they started providing the cloud service, Amazon cloud service. In the market now, you'll see that 70% or 60% cloud service they're providing. And you can see now Amazon has deliveries, Amazon has many sectors. So they changed their business, way of business, completely different way. Because they understood that to survive, they have to evolve. They have to change their way of business. Same as this is same for us. We have to think this Corona, this event made a big change in our mind that we have to be online more than physical. And for online, IT needs to keep pace of. IT needs to provide these online facilities, and IT need lots of personnel. So a lot of resources like human resources to provide these things. So I would say that you need to. There are at least, I will say at least 5, as you asked, limited to 5. I would say the 5 things would be: networking is one big thing. The big improvement will be in networking. So there will be huge recruitment. New technology will come in networking. And who are already working in networking, they have to learn new technologies. And who are not in the industry, if they want to go for networking, they can do some course and get job in networking. So networking, one big sector. Second is development. So development means software development. So programming language, Java or C#, or Python or PHP, ASP, that sort of things. They can go for development things. Third, I will say database,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is also very, very important, database sector. Fourth, I will say cybersecurity.
Okay.
Cybersecurity is very important, and networking development. Did I say 5 or no?
Yes, it did.
Networking, yeah, development, cybersecurity, database, and
So
I think cloud is another one.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I mean, if I request to pick up 1 out of 5, which one would like to pick up and learn? I mean, if the same question I would ask, I mean, to a student who is going to get this sort of skills, and he is asking me, so out of 5, which one do you recommend best? What do you recommendation?
It depends on their skill set, their passion, what they like. If I say that go for cybersecurity, but it might be too difficult for them to understand.
Okay.
Or maybe it is not difficult, but they don't like cybersecurity. They like networking. I found one thing. Like most of the people I meet with, they're asking me a lot of this sort of question, Zahid or Zahid bhai, how can I get into a job? Which subject should I do? If I tell them go for database, they say no, I like networking. How is networking?
Okay.
I saw networking. People like networking because that's something some people like. So if they like networking, they should go for networking. Every sector is good, but cybersecurity is a big place where already they have a couple of 100 million jobs vacancy, and I know 21 trillion pound will be invested in 2021
Wow.
on cybersecurity globally. So that's a big vacancy, and that's a big thing. So if somebody knows IT, if somebody has passion, they should go for cybersecurity.
Okay, so before finishing that, I'd like to mention one thing, that when we had a conversation behind the scene, and I was asking a lot of questions, and he told me that, you know, when the business owners, I mean people, and the business industry, they are losing their shares. At the same time, I mean, Amazon is booming right now. And I have got some sort of experience as well. I was trying to order some foods through, I mean, Tesco, and it showed me that they are unable to deliver the food. I mean, what I mean by that is I think they are not ready yet, I mean, to get this sort of challenge right now. And I mean, considering this sort of things, what I believe is the IT, especially, of course, is booming right now. And regarding these sort of things, I mean, the suggestion, advice, and the pathway you showed us, that's why it was huge. It was amazing. I'd like to thank you so much for showing up and giving your time. And lastly, I'd like to tell my viewers that if you have got some sort of questions and if you'd like to get some sort of skills, and this is the huge opportunity to connect with senior IT consultant Mr. Zahid Khan. His email address is on the screen, is info@datatransportswiths.com. So thanks for watching us, and hopefully talk to you soon. I'd like to say goodbye.